all of us know that what data analyst is, right? In this specific time in the market, the demand is very high for analyzing the data because a lot of data is being captured by many of companies. Many, almost all of the companies are capturing all the data, and they would want to analyze the data so they can grow in their sector, whether it is related to business or related to any company or related to multinational companies, right? Anywhere, whichever business is there, if they are looking for some improvements, data helps them, right? Data helps them reading the business, data help them reading and help in minimizing the errors. Obviously, in different companies, you have different kind of challenges, different kind of complaints receiving from their customer in their product. There are some of the effects or defects they would want to know more about it. And if they wanted to know more about it, data is going to play a role on this. 100% role of data is to read, write, analyze, and a lot, right? So whenever you have a data, maybe it is in a portal, maybe it is in a server, maybe it is in the cloud, you would want to analyze this data. So when we are talking about that, many of the different companies are capturing the data. In case if we are talking about our phone also, then on phone, on a daily basis, we spend a good amount of time on phone, right? So we just try to search different thing on internet, maybe on a different applications, on YouTube, Instagram, on a different market websites also, like Dmart, Amazon, Flipkart, and different, right? So when you are searching for a specific thing, there are more chances that you get the similar kind of advertisement on your phone, right? Maybe on a different applications. Like for an example, on applications, or maybe on Amazon, you are trying to look for a different product. For an example, you are looking furniture in Amazon, right? So whenever you're going to check your Instagram, YouTube, or few different applications which you uses very frequently, there you will get to see the relevant furniture related advertisement there. So ultimately, you can understand by this thing that they are capturing your data and advertising for their business. They can understand, yeah, you are searching for furniture, so maybe you're looking for furniture, right? So for that specific period, you're going to get the relevant advertisement. So ultimately, what we are able to understand here that the data is being captured, the data is being barged, and basis that historical information, the history, the internet history, it is helping us in giving more number of advertisements there. Okay, so this is the very basic thing, right? So every this data, currently we are in the era of data, right? Everything is data. Knowingly or unknowingly, we are also creating a lot of data in our phone. So if you imagine that you are also a data analyst working somewhere, how can you help a business to grow? How can you help a business to have a less number of complaints? How, as a data analyst, you can help in a company, if you can help to a CEO, to the leadership, to the supervisor, to the CLs, and to the you know people who are working on ground. How can you help them? Obviously, you are required there for analyzing the data, and after analyzing the data, you can summarize the data, you can share the patterns, you can share the different reports and everything on different emails, on server, on cloud, right? All these things you can do as a data analyst. This is your information which you are sharing with the leadership. They are going to take the action on this, right? For growing the business, right? As of now, you can see on the screen that imagine you are a data analyst of an e-commerce company that captures sales, product, and others data every day, which is stored in the database. So what can you do with this data? A lot of data is there. There are a big dumps are there, big dump where you have the data for many different rows, for like number of rows. So how can you work with big data? How can you work with small data? How can you work with medium size of data smoothly? How can you prepare and summarize it as it is required by your leadership, right? For that, you need to analyze the data, and Python is one of the very good open source for preparing all these, right? So what is Python? Python, it is a programming language, right? It's one of the very popular language, right? Okay. So it's been used for different purposes. Some of the companies are using it for developing web development, right? For software development, for scripting, right? And all these things, right? But as of now, we are talking about analyzing the data, correct? So first thing like we can understand, it is open source. Whether you have a Windows system, you have iMac, you have Mac Linux, Raspberry, or you have any other, yeah, the system configuration, different specification, right? It is Python is very good option for this. You can have it installed in your system, right? Whether you are from any of the operator, right? Windows, Mac, Linux, any other, right? So this is one thing, and the syntax we are going to learn here, right? The syntax when we are talking about, we are going to learn here the coding part, right? Which is going to help us in analyzing the data in quite easier way, right? So as of now, when I'm talking more about Python and the coding, I just would wanted to know here that how can you maximize the profit, product to stock, and who are buying. This is something which you can see on the screen. So how you can do this with the help of data. So with the help of data, you can read it and share the summary shots with your leadership. For an example, if in case you have analyzed a data where you have got to know that customers are complaining related to a specific reason, for an example, your company is related to phones, and within phones, customers are giving the maximum complaints related to battery, that the backup battery backup is not that good, it is not up to the mark. So here you would want to share this specific thing with your customers are your supervisor, your leadership. You would want to share that on a different reason, you know in a different cities, where the specific complaints are coming from, whether it is a global error where you can see that everywhere you have this battery backup issue, or it is related to the number of states where you have high temperature. Okay, so this is related to climate also, right? So once you get to know that wherever you have more heat in the states, there it is giving a issue, right? So you can help in understanding and help explaining this to your people who are working in your development team. You can share the reports with them. You can share that this is your analysis that basis five different states you have got to know, and these states where the temperature is comparatively high in summers, and because of that the battery is having some of the issue. This is something which you are going to understand once you analyze the data, right? So how can you analyze data, how can you filter the data for those states, right? All and these things you are going to understand once you see the data, right? So as of now we are talking about that how do you understand data and all, right? Python is one of the very good option on this. It help you understanding it with the help of coding, right? And the way how you write the coding and all, it is very easy, right? Like for an example, if you would want to write on the Python, you would want to write hello. So how are you going to write? You're simply going to write a simple statement, print, and within the bracket you are going to say hello world, right? That is what you're going to say within the inverted comma, and then you can try it yourself also, even before you go more into it, right? You can understand that which kind of data types are there. There are more number of type of data like number related data. There are characters which are related to boolean, string, operators. Yeah, all these things you can learn. It will help you in giving the logical operation and all. Yeah, so as of now we are talking about that ultimately you are going to help your customer understanding about the complaints. Ultimately, how can you maximize the profit? Now what is this product to stock? For an example, in a specific city, you see a specific product is having more number of sales. right? For an example, if you have a DMart company, right? You're working in a DMart. There you see that a more home related products are being, you know, you your customer are more focusing on this. The demand is quite high there, so you need to ensure that the stock is maintained, right? So when you see the stock is going low and more number of people are buying, so then you need to ensure that you read the data, you see the stock numbers, that the numbers are very less at this point of time. If your stock is not up to the mark, then your customer will go without buying anything from your superstore, right? So you need to ensure that you keep an eye on this and then you share these snapshots with your supervisor, with your leadership, so they can ensure that the product stock is maintained, right? So all these things can be done once you can share the reports, you can share the data which you have analyzed with your customers, which means with your leadership and the people whom you are reporting to, right? Okay, what else can you do here? I hope I'm audible to all of you, because as of now I am only the one who is talking. So in between, if you guys would want to tell me that, yeah, uh, okay. So I think many of you are focusing on the screen. So as of now, can you see here on the screen that you see three different snapshots? And here we are just talking about analyzing the data, right? So here, what do you see on the very first snapshot? The sales related snapshot is there. You have grocery item, cloth item, food item, leather item, electronic item, other items, and gift items. So these are the items where this is the sales contribution, right? So the grocery is having maximum number of, yeah, maximum contribution. Then you have clothes. Slowly and gradually the contribution is getting comparatively low. So how are you able to analyze and show it in this specific snapshot? This is something which we are going to learn. So if you share these snapshots, it is going to be easy for your leadership to understand it, right? You are not going to share the raw data with them, you're going to share the analysis with them, and this is the analysis which you did, and then you can share it. Basis this specific snapshot, they are also able to understand that the gift items and electronic items are comparatively low in the sales. So how can they work on the sales part for these two different items, right? Now, how can you help in improving it? For an example, if your gift items are available on third floor, right, in a DMart, for an example, people who are coming buying grocery and clothes because it is available on the ground floor, and then they are going back, right? So you need to ensure that you all the database you have. So you share it with the people, you see and you analyze, you share this specific feedback also, that it is available on not in the proper you know uh, place. So gift items bay, if you keep near to clothes bay, it is very easy for customers to see it. If they will see the gift items are also, there are more probability that the customer buy gift items also. For an example, if they are going for an event, maybe for a marriage or for a birthday, they are coming here to buy a cloth, and if they eye capture their eye captures gift items also, then there are more probability, right? Then slowly and gradually your gift item sales will also get increased. So this is something which you need to ensure that you analyze it and share it with all of your team members so they can take the action accordingly, right? Now see the second snapshot, where we are able to see in DMart you have maximum visitors coming here in weekdays, which is 60% here, and 40% of people are coming in the weekdays. This is one of the snapshot which is giving you the contribution, weekdays wise and weekend wise contribution. Maximum of your people are coming in weekend. So once you analyze this data, you can share this information with your people with your working, right? You can mention this thing with them, that how can they ensure that the staff is available. The 100% staff should be available within weekend, because you have more number of visitors, so you can serve your customer properly and they do not have any complaints. Obviously in weekdays you can keep many of the leaves and all, right? For an example, if your business is more on weekends, then you obviously need to keep all of your staff in the weekends. In 40%, when you have less number of visitors coming to the store, that's when you can keep. For an example, if one of your employee is requiring a leave, you would not give it on the weekend. You need to share that with your customer, with your leadership, with your TLs also, that they do not give any of the leaves on these days. Obviously, the urgency and all are not part of it, but this is going to help them understanding. Let's understand the third number of a snapshot. This is all we are talking about analysis. This analysis is prepared, right, on the raw data only. So how can you do it with the help of Python? We'll understand in the live classes. So now you see the third number of a snapshot. What do you see here? In the third number of a snapshot, it is time of the day. See from here, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m., 40% of visitors are coming. Here you can see from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., 35% of visitors are coming. In these two shifts where you see from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., 8% and 17%. You can see by looking at this specific snapshot that your maximum people are coming in these two shifts, right? So you need to assign the shifts to your employee also, right? If you're working in any of the company and your maximum chunk is coming in a specific time frame, you need to ensure that your maximum of employees are rostered for these two shifts and less number of people are rostered for the two shifts which are reflecting here where I'm moving my cursor, right? All this you will be able to understand once you have the analysis available, and this analysis is prepared which has been shared with the client, right? Once it is being shared with the client, they can take the action accordingly on this, right? Okay, so this is this information you can understand that slowly and gradually how a data analyst analyze the data and share it with the people, right? Okay, so as of now, whatsoever we are going to learn, ultimately it is going to help in improving the business, right? Now, when you work on the data, you're going to learn here in Python tuples, lists, sets, and every different thing, right? As of now, which I am not talking about, you're going to learn about data types, you're going to learn about, how if statement, the if formulas work, how if L works, how match works, how are you going to look up a one table from a different table, right? What is numpy, what is pandas, right? Different things are available in Python, but these are charts and all different things. How you are going to create it, it is going to be very easy for you guys if you have your focus on Python, right? So in between, any one of you are having any question, so I just would want to clear one few more thing here, that if you have focused on these things, then you can help in preparing the data, which you can see here on the screen, what a specific analysis can be done and what work analysts do, right? So they do lot in the background. The graphs which you have seen earlier in the previous slide, this is the final result which you have seen, but in background there are a lot of information which are required to the data analyst. And once the informations are captured in a specific folder, one by one they go through it, they monitor it, they prepare a good summarized data with the help of different tools and functions. Yeah, in Python they use a different kind of functions, and they help in preparing, help in generating the reports, the analysis, and dashboards, right? So here you can see on the screen, it requires data extraction, preparation, and transformation. So data extraction is what? You get the data from a different sources, maybe from primary platform, like you get it from one of the online portal. Secondary, that you're going to get it from the reason wise leadership. So in a state, in different state, you have different people who are going to share the data on the email. So from secondary source also you're going to get the data. That is what you see on the second option, acquire data from primary and the second data source. Analyze information. Once you have the data available with you, you start analyzing it, identify pattern and trends, which we have seen in the earlier slide also. That the trend, what did we find here? What was the pattern? The pattern was in weekend you have maximum of number, maximum contribution of the visitors, right? So that is the pattern and trend which you have seen, and share it with the clients. Once all is done, then you can help, you start generating the reports, you start preparing the graphs and everything. Once it's been prepared, obviously you have been sharing it on the weekly basis, daily basis. This is what the frequency of the dashboard reports and everything, right? So you need to monitor it also. Monitor and maintain the operability of dashboard and reporting, interpret data analyzing using statistical technique, and provide ongoing reports, right? What is this? Everything you need to do it once, right? Once one specific report is generated by you, you need to ensure that if it is required on each Monday, then you share it with your people, right? Who are in the leadership, right? So this is related to the work which you do in the background. Now the question is that if you are from a different field, maybe from HR, you're working in IT, or you are graduate from a different field. If you are from different field, you would want to learn about Python and for the data analyst, it is very good option. You are from any graduate, or you are working in any of the profession, whether it is HR, finance, sales, or any other thing. It is one of the skill which is going to give you a opportunity in market for earning money, right? So this specific skill is not related to your fields or profession, that if you are from a specific profession should you learn it or not, right? For an example, if I just give you an example for YouTube or Instagram, did you get any tutorial or did you learn it from somewhere? Did anybody teach you that how do you uh, you know uh, go for YouTube, how do you search the videos, how do you search for a specific kind of content in Instagram, right? You have this specific skill, and it is not related to what graduation did you did and what professional you belong from, right? Because it is one of the skill, it is one of the tool, it is one of the application. If you learn it, then you can work on it, right? It is as simple as that, right? So this is all related to it. Now it is going to be a weekday class, it is going to be one day, yeah, weekdays class, 1 hour every day, right? Where we are going to understand it. In 4 weeks we will be able to understand, able to analyze data, able to interpret more number of information from the raw data itself.